Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we have another teardown video and we're going to be ripping open this Wix filter. Now before we go ahead and begin guys, if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button down below. Definitely smash that like button because it helps the channel out. And with that said, let's go ahead and get started on today's video. Now before we begin this video guys, I will mention that this filter is brand new. It's never been installed or used on a car. And the reason why I'm choosing to tear this one apart is a customer gave this filter to me and said, hey, I've had this in my car for a couple years, can you install it? And I suggested that they shouldn't because this thing's been sitting in the trunk of his car for at least a year or two. I don't know what might have gotten in there or what may not be in there. And I definitely told him I would not install it on your engine because you never know. What if something got in there and it winds up going through your engine? So he elected to just get a new filter and left this one with me, so I figured let's tear it apart. So we're going to be tearing down a never used before filter and we're going to see what's inside. Now I don't have a oil filter cutting tool like most people do. One, to be honest with you, I've never really needed it. The way I've always cut these open is just using my grinder wheel. So I'm going to go ahead and use my grinder wheel to open this up and I'll be right back with you guys. Alright guys, so we have our filter cut open and we are going to go ahead and remove the contents from the inside. Now the way this filter is set up is you got your cap and this comes off. I will say this about Wix filters, they make a pretty sturdy filter. I do like these. I actually use Wix oil filters in my shop guys. The company that I buy them from makes the filters and they just brand them with their own stickers, but they are a Wix filter. And I've torn mine apart before and the same exact thing, really tough, sturdy sidewalls here. And that's the inside of that. Think of this just like a can. That's all it really is. On top of that, we have a little spring. Now this spring is basically what keeps the filter element and everything sandwiched together. When the engine is off, it'll keep that drain bag valve from going ahead and leaking out any oil, causing any low oil pressure on startup type situations. That's what this little guy is in here for. Now we have our actual filter element. This will need to be torn apart a little further down to reveal the elements, but this is what does your actual filtering. Oil will go through here and then come out through the other side, and this is pleated. Then we have this little, I guess you can say this is like a little diverter. Basically just goes in there and it helps guide the oil to the filter. You guys can see there it's all in one. There is a spring on here as well. However, I don't know why there is a spring inside here. This is kind of a weird one. Not exactly sure if this has anything to do with keeping oil flow control, but there is a spring in there in a gasket. And then we have our drain bag valve. What this does is it keeps the oil when your engine is off from draining back. You guys will normally notice that a filter looks like that, and then when this lifts up it allows oil flow. And then we also have our base plate right here, which is what holds the filter all together. And then last but not least, we also have our gasket that will seal the filter onto your car. This is what people mean when they say double gasketed the oil filter. It means that this old one has stayed on there, then they put on a new filter with a new gasket and it winds up creating an issue. Now these are the basic parts of a filter. I'm sure you guys have seen these a million times. There's actually a lot of YouTubers that have torn these apart. However, I've never torn one apart on video, so I figured I would do it. Now this valve has got me a little bit interested in it because I don't know why it has a spring in it. And what I'm gonna try to do here, and this thing is really heavy gauge, man. This is really tough. So I don't think I'm gonna be able to open this portion of it. But just to show you guys here a snippet, I'm gonna try to remove this portion of it here and show you guys just a pleated section on how these filters are. Now you can see they're glued together up here, and if I could peel back this cap on here, you'll just see that it's just a bunch of pleated material. Now this thing is glued on there really good, guys. This is a premium filter and this is what you can expect. Now the reason why I like these is because they actually use a cotton mesh. They're not just using cardboard like, you know, most of the cheaper filters that'll just pretty much use cardboard material. Now I'm ripping this piece off of it and man, this thing's fighting. It is glued on there like a banshee. So let me just go ahead and keep working this. And I'm doing this live, so if you guys enjoy my suffering, you know, enjoy, I guess, because this sucks, ripping these things apart sometimes. And I make these videos because I'm curious to see what's in here just as much as a lot of you guys are. Now you guys will notice that once you peel back the pleating, and this pleating here is the yellow stuff, that's what filters your oil. Oil comes in through here in the center and then gets forced out through the material, vice versa. Or it could be the other way around, where it comes in from the outside and then gets pushed through the center. Either way, it filters out. You guys can see a really good filter. This is not basic cardboard here. This is a nice cottonish material. This is a premium line one, so they usually come pretty well built. And you guys saw that the two end caps here are crimped and glued, and it is very tough. Now that's basically all that's in there. There's not gonna be a whole lot more. And I wish I could have gotten in here, but I can't. But there's a spring in there, and I'm assuming this could just be for balancing purposes. I'm not exactly sure. However, I can't open it up. It's pretty heavy gauge steel. Let me see if I can peel it back here a little. Looks like we got some progress. Let's see here. Oh yeah, okay, no. So I guess we are going to open it, guys. And here's the thing with these videos, I don't script these, so I don't know what's gonna happen, and I may sound like a dummy at times, I guess you could say. But I just do this for you guys. So let's open this up. We're just gonna have fun with this. I enjoy these videos too, because tearing stuff apart, as much as I like fixing cars and, you know, sending them down the road working and fixed up, I also do have a knack to want to destroy stuff like this. So this is kind of like my calming relaxation moment when I get to tear apart stuff like this. So in here, and again, I don't know what this does, but we have a little cutout like this. I don't know what this exactly does. We have a silicone kind of a rubberized gasket. Looks like a washer, sealing sort of washer. And I think this may be the clog bypass, now that I think about it. I think if your oil filter clogs up, this is actually the bypass for that. And I think that's what it is, because you have the washer and then you have the gasket in here. So what this does is, if your oil filter, let's say this clogs up, you haven't done an oil change in 50,000 miles, this will just cause the oil to bypass that portion of it and go through the center and just completely go back into the engine, so it doesn't really cause the engine to suffer without oil. That's called a filter bypass. That's what this is. And it's basically comprised of a housing, a spring that would go right there. We have our washer assembly here and our gasket. Oop, well, our gasket has left the building, but basically what this does is if it ever deems that it needs more pressure, the spring will open up, it'll bypass it, and you can pretty much get your oil flowing through your engine, so it doesn't hurt your engine and seize it up because no oil flow. And that valve is mainly used if, let's say, something were to go wrong and this gets clogged up, or the filter gets clogged, or you just simply haven't changed your oil in 50,000 miles and it's all sludged up. It'll allow that sludge to bypass, or oil, what's left in it, to just circulate directly through your motor without being filtered, because dirty oil is a lot better than no oil conditions. And that's what is inside of a filter, guys. It's pretty basic, pretty simple. I've never torn one of these apart. There's a lot of YouTube videos out there where people actually do this civilly, and they know all the little different things that are in there and can explain it better than I can. However, my goal for these videos is just to rip stuff apart and show you guys what's inside. And hopefully you guys find it as interesting as I do, and also point out little failure points and things like that. But in this scenario, we don't have failure points, it's just an oil filter. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Please comment, like, and subscribe if you enjoyed it. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.